Ambitious.
which is
Ambitious.
ambitious.
That's it. Why do we do tongue twisters? Because tongue twister
tongue.
has the most number of difficult sounds in close proximity. So it's a fucking nightmare to do, even for the English people. They get messed up doing this. So the reason we do it is then that you go back to normal English and go, oh, this is easy because I only have S here and S here. When in the tongue twister you have millions altogether. Okay? This you can do. I will also send to you. So the first and the most famous one is
She sells seashells.
So let's just get it right, because you've heard it before, but you've already heard, you weren't thinking which is the right one. She sells seashells on the seashore.
On the seashore.
Okay.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
That's it. You got it. If you go calmly, we've now got you. In a state where your body is relaxed and you can do it relaxed. Now, keep that same relaxed. So you go slowly, you can go slowly, but the aim is normally you have to go fast, right, and natural. Okay. At the moment we're going to go slowly, but right and natural. Okay, but you can go as slow as you want, but try and make it right and natural.
I see a sea down by the seashore. But which sea do you see down by the seashore?
So, did you make mistakes?
I don't know. If I did, I didn't.
Tell me.
I think I didn't.
No, you didn't. That's it. You need to be able to listen to yourself.
Yeah.
No, that was good. That's not easy to do. And it sounded fluid. No, it flowed. Okay. So, what happens is, if you have a bigger paragraph now, you're going to think, I have to get to the end.
Yeah.
So you're going to go faster and you're going to fuck it up.
Right.
Let's see if we can get to the end just as smooth.
Okay. There once was a man who had a sister. His name was Mr. Pfister. Mr. Pfister's sister sold seashells by the seashore. Mr. Pfister didn't sell seashells. He sold silk sheets.
Silk shits?
Sheets.
Sheets, because you said shits.
Yeah.
He sold silk shits.
Silk
Yeah, that's for the Arabs, not
Yeah.
silk shit.
Mr. Pfister told his sister that he sold 6 silk sheets to 6 sheikhs. The sister of Mr. Pfister said, I sold 6 shells to 6 sheikhs too.
Okay. Apart from the E and the I, which we'll have to look at another day, or maybe today, that was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
It's coming back. Okay. So, after an hour and a half, we've got it. It's sounding natural. It's flowing nicely. You don't sound weird. You're not hurrying, but you're relaxed.
Yeah.
How long do you think you can keep this going before when I'm not here, before it all goes bad again?
2 minutes. The minute I step into the room and I hear the normal
English.
Spanish accent,
This is
I
difficult.
need to be surrounded. Maybe I don't know how to do it.
This is difficult, okay? People say, you digress too much, you tell these stories like you're Jesus or something, but these things, parallels can help. So, for example, I was in the yoga class yesterday and we're doing handstands, okay? And all the handstand people are doing a handstand like this. instead of like that. It's just bad for you. To do a handstand like that, it's just gonna do you more spinal damage than it's gonna help. But they're all doing this, and they've been out, and she says, but I can be like this for 30 minutes, I always do this. Yeah, so you've been fucking it up for 30 minutes every week for years, and now what am I going to do? I have to be strict with myself and say, no, that's not right. I'm not going to do it like them. I'm going to get it right, and otherwise it's just disaster.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but you have to just be...
It also feels like you're different, so...
Yes.
I think there's a psychological thing behind, because if you're strict with yourself and you try to speak properly, it almost feels like you're telling them you're better than them. You know what? I don't know how to explain it.
True.
And so sometimes you don't want to show off, so you get into the habit of just speaking as they speak.
You can
because it feels like you know what I mean?
One of the gang.
No. It's just, it feels like you feel better than them. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I know what it means.
So somebody rings me for weddings and they say two questions for me. They say how much and how many, and that's it. Okay, so where is the motivation for me to do better? When it's how much and how many? They don't say to me, what camera do you use? And I say, I have the world's best compact camera ever made in my hand, as used by all the most famous photographers, but you don't even know what it is, you just think it's your granny's camera. No? So you have to be that strict with yourself that even nobody's judging you on this at the moment, you have to say, no, I'm going to be the only person who's getting this really right. And I'm going to be strict to myself, and sooner or later, maybe somebody takes notice, or maybe they don't, but I'm going to fucking get it right.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit about the other people. No? She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So, if she sells seashells on the seashore, I'm sure that shells are seashore shells. Now, I was trying to go fast and I could only go slow, and I still fucked up about 4 times.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go even slower than I was. And I was trying to get it right, and I still made mistakes. It's not easy.
She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, I'm sure that the shells are seashore shells. The last one.
The last one, exactly. I heard that too. But you did better than me. I fucked up 4 times. And you didn't go slowly.
Yeah, I had just heard you, but yeah.
Yeah, true, but it's still not easy.
You made the way.
That's true. It's like being in the peloton, no?
Yeah.
But it's true. But I still fucked up 4 times, and I'm supposed to know this. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Look, was a. What did I do there? Was a. Liaison, yeah. And the second A goes to a. A bear would mean one bear, but a bear is just a bear, no? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? Wuzzy. No, Wuzzy.
Yeah. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a... Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was
Fuzzy.
he? Very fuzzy, was he?
Fussy is you don't like certain food. You know what would be a good game for you to play?
Which one?
How old's your kid?
A year old.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Does he understand anything?
Yeah, he's starting to understand things. When I say no, he understands it's no, for example.
So he understands like sort of a dog amount of
Yeah.
language like a dog.
Yeah, like tones and depending
And
on the tone.
and certain key words.
Yeah.
Like no, he understands.
Yeah. Important word to understand. It's
Like if he's
helpful.
smashing shit.
Yeah, or if he was going somewhere that you want him to not
Go
go.
and kill himself, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, he's receptive to knowledge. It would be a good idea for your kid
Yeah.
if you start exposing him to non-Spanish sounds.
Yeah.
Because they've proven that even in the womb,
Yeah.
that the baby is responsive to the vibrations and the sounds from the different languages. So if it hears the mother speaking English,
Yeah.
even when it doesn't understand anything, it's feeling all the vibrations and then it sounds natural to him. Okay, so do you read him like little books with teddy bears and things? Do you have any in English?
Well, but they're just words. So we have one by just mama, and it's by it's stupid. It only has a word by in each page. It's the Jimmy Fallon. He writes books for kids.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
He does very good impression of Donald Trump.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Fallon.
So you have the Jimmy Fallon books for kids. Fantastic. And you read this. You do this in English with your kid.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we, so it's not advisable by the pediatrics, but from time to time we need to give him the iPad to watch things because it calms him down. So all the videos are in English and everything is in English.
So let's think.
Yeah.
We haven't got too much time to do everything.
Yeah.
But we have to do baby stuff. That's part of our job, to do baby stuff. And we think it's good to do baby stuff in English for the baby.
Yeah.
And we want to get the baby stuff for the baby right. We don't want to start like teaching the baby our mistakes.
Yeah.
And over the next year, the baby will go from understanding words to understanding easy sentences, no?
Yeah.
So the level of the books will start to increase, where there's little stories about cats and dogs and I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe every night you can, if you get home and your baby's still awake, you can spend 5 minutes reading to your kid the book with the pictures, and maybe he doesn't understand the sentences, but he likes the pictures. No?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to get the
Help me.
pronunciation right,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're not helping your kid. There you have some kind of motivation. What do you think?
Makes sense. Yeah.
No? Because it's very difficult for you to just say to your wife, no, I'm not going to do baby stuff, I'm not going to do wife things, couple things,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do my stupid pronunciation. You see what I mean?
No, I see what you mean. I think we also, so I'll do that. I think another thing that failed over the last months, and that's why I've gone downhill, is that I didn't have as much exposure to you because there were exposure. Because there were bank holidays in between, etc. But even after an hour and a half, I now can feel how it comes back more natural. So it doesn't feel as I had lost the touch. And I'm not saying I got it back, but now it feels like I'm back in
the game,
in the non-harsh Spanish accent camp.
Okay, this is very positive. Normally, I don't get this after 1.5 hours. This takes like 1.5 years.
It's refreshing what is down there, dusting it off.
It's like I am Zidane, but I'm not teaching you how to play football. You know how to play football, but we just want you to do it in a certain way, which I think is the best way for us to win.
Yeah, perfect. It's putting the mindset in the right place, and then there are things such as the S's and the Z's, which if we do as we did, for example, in the last exercise where you were pronouncing it naturally, but with the S and the Z's.
I think it helps.
I think it helps. That I can make strides with things like those. But
I think it helps. Yes, for me, not just to make you do it, but for me to. In acting, they say they say that you shouldn't, if I'm a director of a film,
Yeah.
I shouldn't show you how to do it. I
Yeah.
should give you indications that make you can understand how you can do it. But here we're not acting. We can repeat it like parrots and it will work.
Yeah.
This is like learning the times table when you're a kid. No? So, we have S and Z in this fuzzy wuzzy shit.
By the way,
But
do you
we
have
have-
Netflix? Because you just reminded me something when you said how the acting and all that. Do you have Netflix?
No,
You don't?
I don't really watch TV at all.
At all.
No. I have
How
a TV
can you
in
be
my
an
house.
actor and not watch any acting? Not live, like recorded acting.
Well, that's a good question. But you could just watch live and that would be enough.
Yeah.
No, after a while. At the beginning it's good to watch a lot of acting to see how they do it. But yes, I'm not working too much as an actor at the moment. And the people who call me, basically they call me this afternoon. Maybe on Friday I think I have to do the voice for 5 videos. But it's just corporate videos, advertising, banks and things. And go to the studio and it's just like being a banker. But you have to be able to fake it like being a banker, even though you're in a studio with the headphones on like this, and you have to talk like you're in a meeting when you're just in there.
Yeah.
So, but it's basically not being far from myself. But yes,
Yeah, no, where I was going is I was going to recommend the Avicii documentary if you haven't seen it. Anyways, I don't know why your mention about repeating. There are some scenes in that documentary that came to mind when you were saying that, and I just recalled and said, if you have Netflix, you should watch that one.
But Netflix
It's
has
amazing.
really good documentaries, and it's all in English and they're really good quality. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
How can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
A gazillion gigantic grapes gushed, gradually giving gophers gooey guts.
A gazillion gigantic grapes. A gazillion gigantic grapes gushed, gradually giving gophers gooey guts.
Gooey.
Gooey guts. What's gooey?
Go.
Go.
Goo.
Gooey.
Gooey. Diarrhea.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm looking for ones that are not S and Z. Most of them are S and Z.
Yeah.
How many boards could the Mongols hoard if the Mongol horde got bored? Did you hear what they were? It's a Z and it's a Z.
Okay.
And it's a Z.
How many boards could the Mongols hoard if the Mongol hordes got bored?
Can you can a can as a can a can? Okay, now you have to be able. This is an exercise on casual pronunciation. I can do it.
I can do it.
But normally, if I can do it, but if we're not stressing the can, we change the a to a schwa. I can do it.
I can do it.
So you say a canna. Can, I can. So this one changes to schwa. You see on the verb. I canna, can, I can.
Okay.
So.
Can you can a can as a canner can a can?
That's it. So it's an exercise on casual English. Okay, try this.
I have got a date at 7:45. I'll see you at the gate, so don't be late.
And what did you do here?
I don't know if I did the liaison that I should have.
Why? Why is this a liaison?
Because it ends in a consonant and starts with an A, with a vowel.
Good. So you know this stuff and you got it right.
I know New York. You need New York. You know you need unique New York. How many snacks could a snack stacker stack If a snack, stacker, snacked, stacked, snacks.
Okay, so that's all S. That's super easy for you.
Yeah.
Super easy for you. Okay. Here, we've got the S and the sh. Sh. So it's sh.
I slid a sheet I slid. Upon a slitted sheet I sit.
Next one.
I saw a kitten eating chicken in the kitchen.
Okay.
Who washed Washington's white woolen...
Washington's? No.
Washington's?
Washington. Now, this is a common error on the Spanish TV, that when they pronounce the English place names, they get it wrong. So,
Washington.
Yes. What is it's a noun of 2 or more syllables, so the last syllable will normally be
Schwa. Schwa.
Yes. The same as doctor, Washington.
Washington.
But you see the news in Spanish and they will say Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Washington. So it says and it's got a light stress. And that will apply to the names of countries, cities, everything. And that's a big mistake they do on the news. These people are professional presenters and they don't know how to say it.
Okay. Who washed Washington's white woolen underwear when Washington's washerwoman went west? A pessimistic pest exists amidst us.
Okay. A pessimistic pest exists amidst us.
Pessimistic pest exists amidst...
Exists.
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 Amidst.
Amidst us.
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 Okay. So what you've been doing, you've been seeing a lot of S's and you forgot about the Z.
3 grey geese in a green field grazing. Grey were the geese and green was the gazing.
Gazing?
Gazing?
Grazing.
Grazing.
Because gazing is?
Watching, like...
Grazing? Eating.
I don't know.
Eating grass.
Oh, okay.
Grazing.